Hi there everyone, welcome back to another video on the Finntutors channel. So if you don't already know, my name is Devansh and I'm the lead tutor at Finntutors. We hold the Global Pass Rate Excellence Award for 2 years in a row now. So we are here today and we have curated once more a pre-scene analysis for the upcoming operational case study exam in November 2024 and February 2025. So this pre-scene is going to be used over 2 windows. So you will find this pre-scene analysis incredibly helpful because throughout my pre-scene analysis, we will be pointing out important E1, P1 and F1 syllabus areas for you to study, also highlighting the top issues while we help you understand everything about our company, which is BackOffice. It's a pre-scene analysis that's created with a very detailed researched approach from me and the team. So we try to highlight all the important areas, help you explain the entire pre-scene that CIMA has provided, not missing out on anything, ensuring that you are ready for this exam. Before I start, let me tell you that we have a free mini course that we are offering. So the link for the free mini course is in the description below. Just go to the description, click on the link. It's absolutely free. You got to try it out because it has a whole bunch of comprehensive material, like an extra full industry analysis, like the blueprint explanation, like the top 10 issues discussion which can come up in the exam, tips for mock writing, and we have a free timed mini mock as well. All of this is included in the free mini course while we help you create your own personalized study schedule as well. Do note that it's free. The link is in the description below. Click on it and you can start to explore it. While you explore it, you will see the value of the incredibly well curated and crafted material that we have. So I hope you'll try it out. Coming back to this pre-scene analysis, please make sure that you are with me and you follow me through the explanations. Do not miss out on anything. Without further ado, let us begin. So the first thing that we start with is your role. Remember, you are a finance officer working within the finance department of BackOffice. So what we actively have to do in this exam is role play that of a finance officer. I've already explained this in depth in my introductory video, but as we always do throughout the entire pre-scene, we will put text boxes like you see on your screen to give you further information, to link it further to your E1, P1, F1 syllabus, to point out top issues. All of that will be done throughout this pre-scene with these text boxes that you see to make your study much more easier. So what we do is we take the actual CIMA pre-scene, then we will annotate it with our own our own inputs, our own linkages to E1, P1 and F1, our own experience of knowing where, when, what topic comes up in the exam and picking out those top issues. Everything will be done in this pre-scene analysis. One by one will be laid out to you, and if you are with me, if you are following me, you will understand every single part of BackOffice, because we will pick every line, break down every line, so you don't have to do any self-study except for going through this video like a movie with me. That's how interesting we'll try to make it. So what is your role of a finance officer? A finance officer generally helps with short-term decision making, costing, variance, working capital, forecasts, helping the management make decisions. Now think, all of these topics that I mentioned somewhere, somehow relate to your E1, P1, F1 syllabus. So what this eventually means is, to be a good finance officer, you need to have good E1, P1 and F1 knowledge. If you don't have good E1, P1 and F1 knowledge, you can't write a good answer and therefore can't fulfill the job of a finance officer. So like I've always said, the first place to start with is revision. I've already again explained this in my starting early video that is available on YouTube and through our course instructions. Starting early on E1, P1, F1 is vital for this operational case study exam because a lot of this exam is based on your technical knowledge. So you are principally involved in the preparation of management accounting information and providing information to managers to assist with planning and decision making. They're telling you that your job is to provide information, prepare management accounting, planning, decision. Very clear that P1 is the major foundation pillar of this exam and the principal role given to you, your principal role revolves around the P1 syllabus. So if you don't know risk decision making, if you don't know your planning variances, if you don't know your costing information, technically just the concepts in your own words from the P1 syllabus, it's going to be very, very difficult to take this exam and achieve a positive result. At times, you are also expected to assist with preparation of financial statements, answering financial queries and other financial matters. F1 syllabus. If you don't have sound F1 knowledge, how are you going to address, let's say for example, lease related queries that they get to you? In this exam, there is no sum solving. You don't have to actually sit and solve sums or do any numericals, calculations, no. But you need to have that conceptual clarity to be able to answer doubts related to financial statements, doubts related to financial reporting. We have taken on a new lease. How will we report it? So you should know the initial measurement, the subsequent measurement, which is there in your F1 syllabus. So for any case study exam, it will be very important to immerse yourself into the details of this company, and only then you will be able to present answers that are specific to your company. To do well on any case study exam, the first base is knowing your business. If you don't know your business, do not expect yourself to do well on this exam. So I always say the first step to positive exam preparation, let's put it that way, is knowing your company. Because no matter if you've done your E1, P1, F1 revision, but you don't know your company, how and what are you going to relate to? So the first place is revision, but the second place is knowing your company, because both of these together move you towards mock question practice, and all these three together will move you to a positive exam experience. One without the other is not going to be of any use. You just do revision, forget the pre-scene, no use. You just do the pre-scene, forget the revision, no use. Both together are very, very, very important. And I am already clearly pointing out the important E1, P1, F1 topics for you, which you'll see on the screen. Your job is to pick them up, revise them in your own words. So first was your role. Second, we are starting with company background. So BackOffice is a company that designs, manufactures and markets backpacks that serve as an alternative to the traditional briefcase. So you design, you manufacture and then you market. So you are part of an organization that designs, manufactures and sells. So keep this in mind, and topics that are manufacturing related from your E1, P1, F1 syllabus become much more important, because this is not a service industry. This is like a manufacturing industry or a manufacturing company that you are part of. So when you are doing your E1, P1 and F1 revision, now remember that topics which are relevant to manufacturing related businesses become more relevant for you to study. Now, because we design, then we manufacture, then we sell, means we are a downward vertically integrated company because every single part of this business is controlled in-house. We design, we make, we sell. We have control over the entire process. This is a good, I will say, a good business position to be in because you can decide every single flow of your product. So some important information for us to be aware of. But this links to our supply wheel, supply chain management issues, because remember, you design and then you manufacture. For manufacturing, you will need inputs, you will need supplies. If that supply is not coming in, you cannot manufacture of your raw materials. The supply is not coming in, you cannot manufacture, and then you cannot sell. So for this vertical integration to work smoothly, you need to be having a strong supply wheel, strong supply chain management, and both of these concepts are there in your E1 syllabus. This is going to be further detailed in the pre-scene, but from the onset, I found this important, so I have brought it up to you. So see how at every stage we break down the pre-scene, give you text boxes related to syllabus areas, so your life is much more easier. Now, back office backpacks are built to a high specification and aimed at the growing market of hybrid workers. So they are aimed at the growing market of hybrid workers. It's a niche focus. We are focusing on one aspect of the market, which is hybrid workers. Hybrid workers are people who work from both home and office. Workers who need a portable container that can hold all their equipment they require to do their job when they're moving from one place to another. That's a hybrid worker. And back office makes bags which are relevant for hybrid workers. So our differentiating factor here could be that we focus on quality because it's high specification and hybrid worker backpacks only. But this could also mean that other product segments are currently being ignored, which can be seen as a let's say expansion strategy, growth strategy in the future. Right now, I differentiate myself because I'm focusing on quality and hybrid workers. As we go deeper into the pre-scene and in the financials, in the knowings of the company, we will see, do we have extra capacity to add new products? If yes, then I have already spoken of opportunities. I have already spoken of different products in our industry analysis. So if you haven't viewed my industry analysis yet, please go back and view it. It has great ideas as a starting point. And through this pre-scene as well, we will be discussing new opportunities and new areas. But again, when something pops up, I like to bring it up then and there itself so we don't lose the point, so we don't lose the linkage. So right now we are differentiating by focusing on quality, focusing on one niche. But in the future and through the pre-scene, we'll try to see, do we have the opportunity to expand to other products, like products for travel, not only for hybrid workers, for travel, backpacks for let's say students going to school. For example, do we have this excess capacity? We'll try to keep an eye out for opportunities through this pre-scene. Let's move on. Back office is a high value brand, and this is reflected in the relatively high selling prices compared to other backpack brands. Very clear. This is the culture of my company. I cannot change the culture. Always remember that strategies change, cultures pretty much remain the same. So within the Porter's generic strategies from your E1 syllabus, if you've done your revision, all of this will make more sense. You are a differentiator, a premium quality supplier, because you are focusing on high value and high selling prices. So this also showcases our premium pricing strategy. knowing the different pricing strategies from the E1 syllabus is important. So I gave you two concepts over here, the Porter's generic strategies, relating it to my situation, which is the differentiator premium quality right now. And I gave you pricing strategies as well. Currently, premium pricing is what we are sticking to. So what are the characteristics of a differentiator? What are the characteristics of the premium pricing policy? This is something that you should be knowing from your E1 syllabus. Before I move on, it's very important for you to know that I'm pointing out these important topics for you. But you should be having a piece of paper with you where you are writing down every topic that I bring up. For example, first, supply chain, strategic supply wheel, for example, E1. Supply chain management, E1. Next, Porter's generic strategies, E1. You should be very well versed with these topics bare minimum, and you will have a good list of 60-70 topics by the end of this pre-scene analysis. So even if you simply revise these topics, it will be a good starting point. I'm not saying that these are the only topics that you are supposed to revise. No. These are important areas which, according to our experience, have repeatedly been coming up in the exam, are very glaring in the pre-scene, and that is why we have picked them up for you, so that you can revise these as a priority and then go back to your regular revision wherever you are. Ideally, entire E1, P1, F1 should be revised. Students studying with us are using our learning documents, mind maps, revision course, Fin AI very effectively to cover this. It may seem much, but when you know what to do, when you have sophisticated material to follow, life becomes much more simpler. So please create that topic list. Let's move on. Currently, BackOffice sells its products through the BackOffice website and selected retail stores. Let me move the screen so it's visible. Okay, so what does this mean? BackOffice, we sell through the website and we sell through retail stores. So BackOffice uses this website for sales, indicates to a direct to consumer model. You're directly selling to the customer from the website. This is good because it can give you good margins. You don't have to share your margin with anybody. It was good for customer engagement, good for having that data with you. This is your E1 syllabus when we are speaking about data analytics. Because we have a website, we have huge quantity of data. So data mining, data analysis, big data is something that the business can use to increase its brand loyalty, increase its sales. This is E1 syllabus. Next, we are selling through retail stores as well. So this indicates a multi-channel approach. We are not only selling on the website, we have multiple channels. So if one channel is affected, then we have the other channel to supplement the sales, and it will not be affecting the company largely in the short term. So students should consider the challenges of managing inventory, brand consistency, because multiple channels are available. Again, E1 syllabus. The choice of selected retail stores implies a focus on specific market segments or brand positioning strategies. So your branding is being given importance. Remember, you are a high value brand. So branding is going to remain at the center. So you see, just from this one line, we have broken down so much in the pre-scene, giving you so many different ideas. Majorly and specifically because we saw two important words and two important channels, being the BackOffice website and being the retail stores. So I hope you've listed down these topics, and I hope you're going to maintain this list and revise these topics first. Next, the company is based in Iceland. So this is a fictional country that they've given to you. A country in Western Europe which has the H dollars as its currency. So everything fictional. The country is fictional, the currency is fictional. But what I learn over here is a lot of stuff actually, because they say that we are based in Western Europe. So Hland is a developed economy, which means people have the interest and people have the interest and money to spend on innovative, quality oriented hybrid backpacks. It's something which people will want to invest on. So a brand which is selling quality backpacks, high priced backpacks, could thrive in Western Europe. Because what is Western Europe? You have your France, Switzerland, Germany, that's pretty much Denmark. These are countries which have high GDP, high per capita income, which means people have that interest, have that money, have that culture of hybrid working, so they can spend on quality products. So segmentation and external market analysis will be important here. Only then, somewhere, somehow, the thought must have arisen to come up with this company in Western Europe. Because if segmentation is not done, if external market analysis is not done, how do we figure out, or how does the owner figure out that there is a niche for hybrid backpacks in this market, also which are highly priced? So the owner would have done, or the founder would have done, segmentation, external market analysis, which is important to continue for any business to keep looking for opportunities and ideas. So BackOffice is located in a developed economy, so it opens up advantages such as better infrastructure, highly skilled workforce, and customers having good spending power. Here we also need to take into consideration the higher regulation and high factors of production, because you are in this Western Europe highly priced economy in both ways. So a lot to learn from this Western Europe word, which people would automatically, not look at if you are not doing this detailed pre-scene analysis with me. BackOffice was founded in 2015, relatively new company by Arlo James. But as you can see, or as you can think rather, any company that has survived for 9 or 10 years has been successful to some extent. Otherwise, why would you survive? If you're making repeated losses, you don't really survive. So a company has survived that for 9 years, which clearly means that it has garnered a set of loyal customers, brand image, brand value. People are coming back and buying our products. So we have built goodwill over these 9 years, and that is why we have existed. Now, one very important reason why I do such a detailed pre-scene analysis is two reasons rather. First, to know our company. If you don't know our company, you can't do a good exam. Let's put it that way, like I already mentioned. But second is, I am doing such a detailed pre-scene analysis, or rather let me say 3 reasons. The second reason is to highlight important E1, P1 and F1 topics so you can revise them, and then when you write mock questions on them with me, stuff will make more sense. And third is, when you are writing those mock answers, you need good substance or good ideas from the pre-scene in those answers. That is why I say, when you've done the pre-scene analysis in such a detailed way, you can pick up ideas from my video, from my discussion itself, and include it within your answers. So for example, let's say you're writing an answer on expansion. The theme is expansion. You can start your answer by writing, we have been in the market for 10 years or 9 years, which means we have a good brand value, and hence we can extend this brand to Eastern Europe. For example, I'm just giving an example. So you're using information from the pre-scene, from my analysis in your answers, which will add good business skill marks, which will make your answer more relevant to back office. So your role playing of a finance officer is fulfilled if you use information from the pre-scene, knowledge about your company in your answers. So all of these text boxes are there to give you great ideas which you can then use when you go to mock question writing. Remember that. So Alo, as a product designer by trade, was previously employed as chief designer for a leading hiking backpack brand. While working for this company, he became expert in ergonomic backpack design, technical textiles, and backpack manufacturing process. So he was working within a company where he was chief designer, so he had the knowledge of backpack design. Everything needed within backpack design, backpack manufacturing, he had the knowledge. So started as a small business and grown tremendously, which we'll see deeper in the pre-scene. But Arlo will be a key business for this key person for this business, as he has worked through the inception to the success of the company. Now, Arlo started it in 2015, but over the years, people would have joined businesses. Business has grown. So structure of the organization, the changing roles of different functions, especially finance. Finance function would have evolved from a small company to medium size. The HR function evolved from small team to large team. Distribution from one channel to two channels. Everything would have evolved, right? This is a concept in your E1 syllabus. Structure of the organization, changing roles of finance, changing roles of different functions. It's there in your E1 syllabus. That is why I am pointing them out for you. Next, this expertise and other skills were seamlessly transferred to his back office startup when Arlo realized that there was a gap in the business market for a backpack that incorporated style, good interior functionality, and comfort while being worn. So it takes us back to the culture. We mentioned about culture, superior design, superior quality. Same thing has been mentioned over here, and hence superior prices. So premium pricing strategy is what we currently have. Remember, this is your culture. You can again use these ideas, incorporate it in your answers. Iceland is a country with a hugely influential fashion industry and a long history of textile manufacturing. Half a century earlier, Iceland had a thriving textile industry that included the production of yarn, the knitting and weaving of fabric, dyeing factories, and many thousands of industrial machines for making up the fabric produced into garments, home furnishings, and outdoor products. The industry has been in decline for years as competition from other countries undercut prices. So, Iceland had a history of being a hugely influential fashion industry, but it has now, so it had a great supporting industry, but this industry has declined in Iceland because other Southeast Asia countries and other countries are giving cheap manufacturing options. We know that. But from this, what I'm learning is a lot about my business. Like I already pointed out, from the E1 focus, you have your, let's say, changing roles of different functions, which I have already spoken of, and external factor analysis, which I have pointed out. From the P1 syllabus now, the decline due to international competition suggests potential cost management challenges. You are still existent in Iceland, which means it will be important for my business. See, a lot of companies moved from Iceland to other countries because of the price factor. But we have remained, which we learn in the pre-scene also further, and this is detailed in the pre-scene. But we have remained and chosen Iceland as our headquarters. So it will be important that we keep looking at cost management. This is in your P1 syllabus. And because there has been a decline in the textile industry, it will bring with it financial risks. Students can analyze how such risks might be reflected in the financial statements, such as increased liabilities. If we are not able to control our costs, our financials are going to take a toll. So by just going through this paragraph, a lot of E1, P1 and F1 eventuality comes up, which I have listed in this text box for you to read, but these are topics which I have spoken of already. Next, when Alo founded BackOffice, he decided that his company would have an in-house manufacturing facility in H-Land. We already spoke about this. Cost savings is why majority companies have moved abroad. We have stayed in H-Land. So cost management will be very important for us. This was an unusual and risky decision, as almost all backpack companies either outsource their manufacturing to specialist companies in Asia or base their own production facilities there, as labor costs are much lower than in Europe or America. We know this already. So we will have our own production facility, and so inventory, scheduling, working capital, labor management, variances, all of this will be regular occurrences straight from your F1 syllabus, except for the variances part, which is P1. Now, because we have our own facilities, many concepts including assets, capital raising, taxation related issues can be raised. Because you have your own facilities, there can be selling of assets, buying of assets. So your IAS 16 comes into the picture. Your capital raising, so your debt equity comes into the picture. Your taxation, so your capital gains tax comes into the picture. This is in your F1 syllabus. I'm straight away giving you concepts around which exam questions can come up. Also, single production facility means we are reliant on one unit for everything. We will start to think about the benefits and limitations of having one single centralized unit here. I will discuss this deeper into the pre-scene, but as of now, I want you to give 2 minutes thinking of benefits of having one unit, limitations of having one unit. Because in the future, it could be that we want to grow. So we need another unit, another production unit, assembly unit to set up. And because of all of these situations that we are thinking of, when we make any production related decisions, it is important that relevant costs be considered. They can ask you that we are building a new assembly unit. What are the relevant costs which we will keep in mind? And they'll give you a list of costs. You will have to tell them which is relevant, which is not relevant. So your relevant costing concept, your make versus buy decision, your make versus buy concept from your P1 syllabus are very important, crucial topics, one of the key areas which I would recommend you to carefully study. So from this one paragraph, we broke down so many aspects which you will miss if you don't do such a detailed pre-scene analysis. Now, when you've done such an analysis with me, so many topics, revise those topics, and then you write actual exam styled mock questions on them, and you get them marked by my team. And then when you sit the exam, it's a much smoother experience. So the decision to manufacture the BackOffice backpack in H-Land has proved to be a significant part of the success of the BackOffice brand, as the backpacks, designed to be beautiful as well as functional, are strongly linked to the center of the world's fashion industry. We already know that we are in Western Europe, so France, Switzerland, Denmark, all of this is included. And France or Italy, like you say, is the fashion capital of the world. So we are situated in a industry, in a market, at the center of the fashion industry, takes us back to the culture that we need to stick to our roots. Tomorrow you cannot say that I'm moving my production to Southeast Asia, because that has been the success of your brand. If you tamper with the culture, it often turns out to be it often turns out to be negative for the business. Let's put it that way. I was finding the right word. So always remember to stay true to the culture of our business. The back office brand launch was managed by an external marketing company and was phenomenally successful. The marketing company sent samples of all back office products to major fashion houses and magazines as well as business magazines and reviewers. Remember, our launch was by an external marketing company. So we had outsourced this function. So your outsourcing concept from the E1 syllabus is important because the business has taken to outsourcing from the very beginning. Whatever is not my core competency, you can look at outsourcing the same. So we have done that and outsourced the launch of the company, which was phenomenally successful. So that can be said as a good decision. The business is open to outsourcing. A leading global fashion magazine featured all the back office products in an article showing a designer's office wear autumn collection. Demand for back office products was stimulated by this article, but the brand really took off when an A-list actor, also famous as a goodwill ambassador for humanitarian aid, was photographed using a back office backpack on numerous occasions. So, external marketing company used, samples sent out everywhere. Real pickup was when an A-list actor with a good reputation used our backpack. What do we learn from this? External marketing strategy, so the outsourcing aspect. Second, influencer marketing. We have unexpected influencer marketing is what has been hugely successful for us for the A-list actor. This is E1 syllabus. Now, cost implications, cost benefit analysis. The decision to invest in external marketing services and influencer endorsements has significant costs. But in this case, it gave us great benefit. Moving forward, it will always be important to weigh the cost against the benefits for any project before a decision is made. Demand forecasting. The unexpected surge in demand due to this article and celebrity endorsement would require careful demand forecasting and supply chain management. If we haven't forecasted this, if we don't have the capacity, then we will not be able to meet the demand, which is loss of sales. So demand forecasting, managing your production becomes important, and this is your P1 syllabus. So in an interview focused on how the actor balanced her life as a parent, actor and ambassador, she stated that she relied on her supportive spouse, her training and her back office backpack. So she mentioned or actively marketed back office. This has turned out to be hugely popular for us. Moving on, back office has experienced sales growth every year since its launch. The concept of the hybrid worker increased in popularity throughout the late 20th century and 21st century, largely due to advances in technology. So the niche was found and it was attacked by our founder, Arlo James. The growth rate of this market has continued to accelerate. Now, as the business expands, we will need to look at capacity planning and risk-related decision making. When to produce, where to produce, how much to produce. This is risk-related decision making, and your payoff tables come into the picture over here, which is your P1 syllabus. Also coming into the situation is your risk-related decision making or risk attitudes. Because based on that, it will be decided whether you want an aggressive policy, moderate policy, risk-averse policy. And this is a very favorite exam question where they will, let's say, give you a table for supply or give you a table for purchase. And you will have to figure out based on the different risk attitudes which decision will be made. So the decision making concepts have to be very clear from your P1 syllabus. We can also conduct a CVP analysis, cost volume profit analysis, using various charts, graphs, ratios to understand our business credentials in a much better way. So this becomes again your P1 syllabus, because if you don't know how to read a break-even chart, they'll give you the chart. If you don't know how to read a profit volume chart, they'll give you the chart. How to read it should be something that you know, which is again in your P1 syllabus. Because the business's sales are increasing, the business is growing, you will have these questions. Working from home for several days each month while hot desking at the office for the remainder of the time has become the norm for most office companies. So hybrid working is more and more on the rise. So backpacks for these individuals are selling. As a result of this, hybrid workers value a backpack capable of organizing laptops, tablets, work files, chargers, stationery, while being easy to load and transport. The design of the back office backpack means that they are more comfortable to carry for prolonged periods of time than any other backpack. So that is my competitive advantage. I am the person I am the company who is offering the most easy to carry backpacks. This is perfect for commuters with journeys using public transport or those with a long distance to walk. Now, HR will be an important role at this stage within our organization, since change is going to be expected. Business is growing. New aspects will have to be added. So new marketing HR problems, E1 syllabus. New marketing techniques, E1 syllabus. New costing techniques, P1 syllabus will be of major discussion because the business is on the rise. Since the founding of the company, Arlo James has recruited a highly competent team of senior managers. The senior management team meet frequently and work collaboratively and effectively. The current SMT format has existed since 2017. So we have a good, strong group of people whom we'll discuss about one by one deeper in the pre-seed. So for a business growing rapidly, we must ensure that the structure or culture is well set to make sure there are no apprehensions about the business's goal, which looks to be moving in the right direction because a competent team has been set up. So organizational structure that I've already spoken of from your E1 syllabus will be of consideration. Different organizational structures is what you must have an idea of, which is there in E1. So in the year 30th June, the company's revenue was 16 million. It's a big company, not a small amount. Gross profit was close to 8 million and profit before tax was 2.1 million. During this year, the company sold 100,000 backpacks. So we are a moderate to big size company, I would say. We are a significant player in this market. The company will continue to grow, so management of the company and having good control over costs. Decision making is going to be key. So as we are still in the growth stage, it is natural that cost control will be a major discussion. P1 syllabus, I'm repeatedly mentioning about costs, about prices, because this is what growing businesses have to very much identify and focus on. Now to back office ethos or the culture. But guess what? You already know this because I have been pointing this out from the very, very top, from the very beginning. But because it's part of the pre-scene, we'll go through it. We'll learn something new. So back office's mission statement is to produce the most beautiful, the most useful, the most durable, and the most comfortable office backpack. The mission guides the design and production of all back office products. Now remember, mission for any company means why it exists. So why does back office exist? To produce the most useful, most durable, most comfortable backpack. Anything that I suggest as a new product has to be true to this mission. You just can't say that tomorrow let's start selling cheap backpacks because they are selling. But that's not the ethos. That's not the culture of my business. So it's very important to know the culture. Arlo James and other members of the SMT are committed to sustainability. Very important. Sustainability credentials is what we are committed to and is important for us. So using this as our comparative advantage mentioning this in answers, mentioning this as our growth, in any new growth prospect is very important because the business is committed to this. The durability of the designs means that the backpacks can last for many years. The materials used in production are always ethically sourced and recycled materials are used whenever this will not compromise the durability or functionality of the backpack. So all the time committed to sustainability. First thing we learned, that most durable, most comfortable, most useful backpack is what we give. Second, sustainability. Third, the company has an aim to be carbon neutral by 2030 and is continuously striving to improve its supply chain, manufacturing process and outward logistics. So this will have to be at the center of our strategies and decision making. This means we are looking at new developments, innovations in our business. So modern manufacturing techniques can be looked at over here. Total quality management so that there is no waste, robots, technologies in your management. But because this is my vision statement, this is our competitive advantage. This is something that I want to achieve. I'm working towards. So this can be used extensively in your case study style answers. So what are we learning in our ethos? First one, most durable, most comfortable and most useful. Second one, sustainability. Third, to become carbon neutral by 2030. And fourth, the power source at back office offices is largely supplied by solar panels and all vehicles are electric. Now, because we are striving to improve supply chain, manufacturing processes, electricity is supplied on solar panels. All of this and continuous improvement brings F1 topics such as IS 16, property, plant and equipment, revaluation, disposable of assets, non-current assets held for sale, leases. All of this becomes very, very popular questions because you are always improving. Tomorrow they can tell you that we are looking at a new machine for stitching our backpacks, but we are going to lease it. How will we account for this? And because of this, we are going to sell our existing machine. How do we account for disposal of assets? I just gave you an exam scenario which can come up. So if you have revised these topics, life becomes much more easier because it's very clear in the pre-scene that we are improving, we are changing. So these things can happen. Next, the market for backpacks. The global market for backpacks is what we are discussing, but those who have done my industry analysis will have already gone through a brief overview of this market because it's already covered there as an overview with great ideas. And if you have that knowledge and then you are bringing it to this pre-scene information that they've given you, will add much more value. So the global market for all backpacks was worth 17.2 billion and is expected to almost double to 31 billion at a growth rate of 10% by 2030. So we already know from my industry analysis and further evident over here that it's a huge market with huge opportunities, huge growth segments. So if you stay ahead, you look at the niches, you serve your niche well, you are bound to do well. Currently, the largest market is North America, followed by Europe, and then Asia Pacific. This they are giving you market information, not about back office. This is market information. So the market is huge. North America is highest, then Europe, then Asia Pacific. The global market for backpacks can be broken down into 3 segments. Total global backpack sales, if you look, there are 3 segments: travel, other, and hiking/camping. Other is where back office is positioned. So we are part of the market that has 31% of the market share. So moving forward, is there a chance for us to expand into travel? Is there a chance for expanding into hiking, camping? Because these are also big, huge markets. We saw this in the industry analysis as well, that this is a highly fragmented market with lots of players. So there's going to be fierce competition. You have to do something different. And BackOffice's ethos, culture is about differentiation. So new product launches, partnerships, acquisitions is something that you'll always have to keep looking for. In short, you'll have to rather stay true to your culture and make sure that you are evidently doing something new but within your cultural umbrella. We spoke about the global market. Let's speak about the European market, specifically where we are present, where we are manufacturing, where we are selling. The European market for business backpacks is worth 650 million in sales revenue. And we are generating, if you go back to our pre-scene information itself on this, in this pre-scene analysis that they've given us, our revenue was merely 16%. So we are a very small part, 16 million, sorry. So we are a very small part of this market. Less than 5% is our existence in this market currently, which means huge opportunities are present. This market can be broken down into generic brands, large global brands, medium-sized European backpack brands. So it's very clear that in this Europe market and this specific back office product market, there is business backpacks rather. There is huge opportunity. It's because it's a huge market. There is a large pie. So our business is naturally affected by many macro environmental factors, environmental analysis. To know where there is a chance for growth in your E1 syllabus is key. The different brand types are: first, large global brands. There are 3 large brands that operate globally. These 3 companies operate in all segments of the market and account for 30% of the total sales revenue. 2 of these brands are considered premium. So this can be our competition because we are premium. Medium size. There are 10 medium sized backpack brands that are based in Europe which make and sell business backpacks. For most of the companies, sales are focused in Europe, and back office is one of these brands but at the premium end. So we fall into the category of medium sized European backpack brands which make business backpacks. Last, generic. There are 20 generic brands. They sell everything, included backpacks. The backpacks sold by generic brands tend to be at the economy end. This is not my actual competition because I am at the premium end. So this market will have much more competition. How we get ahead of our competitors is very important. This could be through digitization, data management, new pricing strategies, marketing techniques. I've already spoken about this. An exams question revolving around this situation is likely where you are expanding. Maybe you are expanding into travel. Maybe you are expanding into camping. So if you are expanding, property, plant and equipment, recognition, production planning, pricing, costing, anything can come up because the business is growing. Next, we're going on to extracts from the back office website. So on the website, so they have just, again, this is purely fictional. So they have said that there is a back office website, and on the website there are different categories. The first one is elevate your style and productivity. That's what it says on the website. So welcome to our exclusive collection of premium office backpacks and everyday backpacks. Crafted with utmost attention to detail, our backpacks combine sleek aesthetics with unrivaled functionality and comfort. Each backpack is engineered to meet the demands of the modern business executive, ensuring that you have everything you need within easy reach. Explore our collections today and discover the epitome of functionality and style in office and EDC backpacks. So that's what the website says when we are speaking about elevating style and productivity. It's pretty much a marketing paragraph that's been put up on the website, but we already know about this because our keywords are premium quality, care and attention, focus on style. Next, design and build quality. Design is crucial to the back office brand. All of our office and EDC backpacks are initially created using CAD. D, computer aided design technology. The design then evolves through a number of prototype iterations before undergoing rigorous laboratory and human testing. So first the design, then it's heavily tested. So more automated techniques would mean better production, and with production, costing needs to evolve as well. You cannot use your traditional costing techniques. So the switch to activity-based costing for modern businesses is seen as the next step. And we will discuss ABC in the costing segment in the pre-scene analysis deeper in. But I would like you to have a very clear knowledge of what activity-based costing is. It's there in your P1 syllabus. Next, the development of a new backpack takes approximately 10 months before it is passed for production. Very important, which students would pretty much always overlook, but I want to bring this up as an important discussion. There is P1 focus over here first in terms of break even and contribution. There is time taken for the development. So from the development time, generating revenue is far away, at least 10 months. So students can apply the contribution analysis to determine how long it will take to break even. So you might have a question in the exam related to break even, a break even chart or break even or production costs. Because of this 10-month gestation period that we have, I'm just giving you a head start on what can come up. So revision is important. Next, you have F1, cash flow. If it's going to take 10 months for you to start recovering money, managing your working capital cycle is going to be very, very, very important. So working capital needs from your F1 syllabus become very important. And comes inventory as well. It's not something that you can just make and then start selling. It takes 10-month development period. So IS2 from your F1 syllabus comes into the picture. Having the right amount of inventory, the right amount of production so that sales can be made is important. So inventory management is key, F1 syllabus. So you see how everywhere we are picking up important instructions and linking it to your E1, P1, F1 syllabus areas. This way the entire pre-scene will be broken down for you. So that has got me to the end of this pre-scene part 1, where we went through the introduction of the company, the ethos of the company, the global market discussion, and then we started with the back office company details given as an extract on their website. But this is only part 1 hour. Part 2 is close to 1.5 hours if I'm not wrong, and part 3 is another 1 hour. Total of 3 hours of the pre-scene analysis is what we are going to give you. So you watch it, learn all the important parts, identify all the important areas so that the next step, which is revision, the next step, which is mock writing, becomes much more easier for you. If you have found this helpful, please reach us on help@finntutors.com, or you can visit our website finntutors.com and go to the OCS page there to get access to our entire pre-scene, to our entire tranche of mock questions which we have ready for you. And I say this with confidence that our course helps because we hold the Global Pass Rate Excellence Award for 2022 and for 2023. We are here to support you as long as you follow our instructions, and our mock questions, full pre-scene analysis, and all the other material that we have is bound to help you. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you on one of my study courses. Thank you.